In a world of disposable everything, there exists an ancient art where fire meets steel, where craftsmanship defies time itself. What transforms a simple piece of metal into a blade that can be passed down for generations? Well, today we're going to pull back the curtain on the mysterious world of master knife makers. Artisans who turn raw steel into legendary blades through a perfect fusion of ancient wisdom and modern precision. From the intense heat of the forge to the final stroke of the whetstone, you're about to discover every step in creating some of the finest knives in the world. This isn't just about making knives, it's about creating a legacy. When you pick up a knife, the last thing that you might think about is the metal it's made from. But for a master knife maker, the choice of steel is like an artist choosing the perfect canvas, the foundation upon which the entire piece is built. Before any forging or sharpening occurs, knife makers must decide what the blade will be capable of. Will it need to withstand the heavy impact of chopping wood, or perhaps be razor sharp for slicing paper-thin vegetables with precision? Maybe it's designed as a family heirloom, built to last through generations. Steel selection is an art form. Stainless steel, highly valued for its ability to resist rust and stains, is ideal for kitchen knives that face constant exposure to moisture. It maintains its sharpness longer than many steels, requiring less frequent maintenance. High-carbon steel, prized by professionals, offers exceptional hardness and an ultra-sharp edge. While the blades can rust if not properly cared for, their performance in skilled hands makes them worth the extra attention. For collectors and enthusiasts, Damascus steel offers something truly extraordinary. Created by folding multiple layers of metal together, Damascus steel produces mesmerizing, water-like patterns that make each blade unique. It combines the hardness of high-carbon steel with the resilience of softer alloys, creating a functional and visually stunning blade. Each Damascus blade tells its story through its distinct patterns, shaped by the technique and materials used in its creation. Around the world, different regions have mastered their own unique styles of knife making, each reflecting centuries of cultural tradition and innovation. In Japan, master bladesmiths create legendary katanas and kitchen knives with their distinctive sanmai construction, a hard steel core sandwiched between layers of softer steel. Their kitchen knives, particularly from Seki City, are renowned for their precision and artistic beauty. Each blade tells the story of an 800-year-old tradition, where apprentices still train for years before earning the title of master. German knives, especially those from Solingen, known as the City of Blades, are famous for their robustness and functionality. With their full-tang construction and durable design, these blades have been setting the standard for professional kitchen knives since the Middle Ages. The city's strict regulations about what can be labeled a Solingen knife ensures that every blade bearing the name meets exceptional quality standards. A new generation of artisan knife makers in the United States is revolutionizing the craft, particularly in states like Oregon and Montana. They combine traditional techniques with modern materials and innovative designs, creating everything from rugged outdoor knives to premium kitchen cutlery. Sweden's tradition of knife making, centered in Mora, has produced some of the world's most practical and reliable utility knives. With their distinctive Scandinavian grind and laminated steel construction, these Swedish blades have become the go-to choice for outdoor enthusiasts and craftspeople. Perhaps the most intriguing is Pakistan's Waziristan region, where bladesmiths and small workshops still forge knives using techniques passed down through generations. Working with basic tools and locally sourced materials, they craft blades that rival their more expensive counterparts, proving that true craftsmanship transcends modern technology. In traditional workshops worldwide, forging remains a hands-on craft passed down through generations. The process begins with steel heated to over 1,500 degrees Fahrenheit, transforming it into a glowing, malleable form. This critical temperature allows the metal to be shaped while maintaining its structural integrity. Each strike of the hammer reshapes the metal in a careful, rhythmic process that feels almost musical. These strikes aren't random, they're precisely calculated to compress and strengthen the steel's molecular structure. The knife maker must maintain a perfect balance of force. Too gentle and the steel won't form properly. Too harsh and hours of work can be ruined in an instant. Experienced makers develop a sixth sense for their materials. They can read the color of the heated steel to know its exact temperature, recognize the subtle changes in the metal's response to hammering, and instinctively know when to reheat. This stage requires constant movement between the forge and anvil, each cycle bringing the blade closer to its intended form. With the rough shape established, grinding and shaping bring out the knife's true character. The grinder acts like a sculptor's chisel, refining the blade's lines and curves. Each pass on the grinding wheel must be precise. The pressure, angle, and duration all affect the final result. During this stage, knife makers create the blade's geometry, including the crucial bevel angle that ultimately forms the cutting edge. They carefully manage the heat generated by grinding to prevent affecting the steel's temper. Many makers use multiple grits of grinding wheels, progressively refining the surface while removing the marks left by previous steps. The spine, fuller, if included, and plunge lines are all carefully shaped during this process. Each design element must be perfectly symmetrical and clean, requiring countless adjustments and refinements. This is where the knife's personality truly can emerge, as the subtle details will affect its performance and aesthetics. Now comes one of the most critical and technical phases of knife making: hardening and tempering. This two-step process transforms the shaped steel into a durable, resilient blade that can withstand years of use. Hardening begins by heating the blade to its critical temperature, often between 1475 degrees Fahrenheit and 1550 degrees Fahrenheit, depending on the steel type. At this point, the blade glows a bright cherry red and becomes non-magnetic, signaling that it's ready for quenching. The blade is rapidly cooled in oil or water, which locks the blade's crystalline structure into its hardest state. But hardness alone makes for a brittle blade. That's where tempering comes in. The blade is reheated to a lower temperature, usually between 350 degrees Fahrenheit and 500 degrees Fahrenheit, and held there for several hours. This process relieves internal stresses and adds crucial flexibility, allowing the blade to bend under pressure rather than snap. The exact temperature and duration depend on the desired final hardness, measured on the Rockwell scale, with most quality knives falling between 58 and 61 HRC. The handle transforms a blade into a complete knife, marrying function with beauty. Handle material selection is crucial. Each option brings its own characteristics. Traditional woods like walnut, maple, and exotic hardwoods offer warmth and classic beauty. Modern synthetics provide durability and weather resistance. Premium materials like stabilized wood, bone, or horn create unique luxury pieces. The handle making process begins with carefully fitting the tang, which is the portion of the blade that extends into the handle. Whether it's a full tang or a hidden tang design, this connection must be perfect to ensure the knife's strength and longevity. The chosen handle material is carefully shaped, often starting with rough shaping on the grinder before moving to progressively finer sandpaper grits. Many makers pin their handles with brass, copper, or mosaic pins, both for security and decoration. The final handle shape must fill the hand comfortably while providing proper control for the blade's intended use. Multiple coats of finish, often oils, waxes, or modern sealants, protect the handle material and enhance its natural beauty. The final stage transforms a well-made knife into a true masterpiece. Polishing begins with progressively finer abrasives, each step removing the marks left by the previous one. Many makers progress through 8 or more grits, eventually achieving a mirror finish that reveals the steel's true beauty. This stage also brings out the dramatic pattern in the steel for Damascus blades. Sharpening is an art form in itself. Starting with coarse stones to establish the edge geometry, makers progress through multiple stones of increasing fineness. Each stroke must be perfectly angled and pressured. The edge is regularly tested, first for consistency during magnification, then for sharpness using standardization tests like paper cutting or push cutting rope. Fine details might include etching maker's marks, applying protective coatings, and performing a final alignment of the edge. Each knife is thoroughly tested to ensure it meets the maker's exact standards for both performance and aesthetics. From raw steel to refined excellence, every master-crafted knife carries with it centuries of tradition and countless hours of dedication. In an age where everything seems disposable, these blades stand as a testament to the enduring value of true craftsmanship. They're not just tools, they're tomorrow's heirlooms, waiting to write their own stories. Like what you've seen? Well, hit that subscribe button and join us on our journey through the world of master craftsmanship. Drop a comment below telling us what ancient craft you'd like us to explore next. And until then, keep crafting, keep creating, and remember, true quality never goes out of style.